Alrighty, guys, welcome to another episode of the Marked for Life Wrestling Podcast.
Life.
My name is Jeff Bailey.
I'm Jerry Jones.
And we need you to please trigger that subscribe button.
Yes, indeed, man.
Drop the top elbow on the like. And leave us some comments. Let us know what's going on out there, because things are amazing in the wrestling world.
Yeah, we're talking wrestling.
You're getting some treats. You're getting some treats. Rampage was spectacular. Huge matches announced for next week for Christmas. What do you think of the show, Jerry Jones?
You know, it didn't disappoint. It was
it didn't.
It was great, man.
No, it did not.
It was like, it was yes. Great. I mean, from start to finish, man.
The 8-man tag was so good. The 10-man was a little bit messy late in the show, but the 8-man was spectacular.
Oh my gosh.
With the whatever you want to call it, undisputed elite.
Yeah.
For her whatever versus the Chaos guys, and wow, was a great one. And I love that Rocky's only in the match just little tiny spots, but Rocky had some amazing stuff, and that's like, I love seeing Rocky. He's one of my favorite wrestlers from.
Oh, he is a lot of fun to watch.
Getting him, I would love. I mean, yes, he needs to be in New Japan because he's really, really important to that program. I'm pretty sure he's a booker and everything for them. But I would love to see Rocky full time, AEW. But just getting to see him a little bit is great.
I got to tell you, man,
there's some great stuff in this match.
Oh man, Orange
just lit it up. I felt like that we haven't, Orange just feels like he's getting a lot of beat down, a lot of whatever, and he's had a lot of sour graps, as we would say, in the world of whatever. Link to Alex Pulaski.
Yeah.
But we get to see Orange do a lot of really, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's so much fun. And I mean, I got to admit, there's, when I'm like laughing out loud and giddy with joy, that's when I know wrestling's really good.
Yeah. He made the match for me. I mean, it was classic Orange Cassidy. So for someone who's like, I don't get the Orange Cassidy thing, and they hadn't seen him wrestle yet, if they saw
you would. I feel like there's a whole nother layer to his character that's there to peel. And I think that's of course, peeling that big part of it is going to be what takes him to a little bit higher place on the card. Sweet, I got a cat vomiting right over here. To all those out there in the world that got to hear that. But I can feel like Orange is like, if we get to peel a little deeper into the character, I feel like that's what takes him maybe to main status. And he gets tastes of main event, but I think that was what actually will take him to the main event. And we get the huge announcement with him and Adam Cole next week.
Yeah,
so
that's going to
be a really good match. And then I really like Trent, and then Trent getting the finish.
Yeah.
I like that. And what'd you think of Trent's tights, by the way? I kind of thought they were Fantastic Four themed.
Yeah.
Did anybody else get that vibe?
Oh, yeah. And he was selling it, because there was a moment where I'm like, oh my God, is he hurt? Like he's kind of.
Oh, he sold so well. The power bomb on the power bomb on the ring on the outside, and then the neck and he hit the neck on the turnbuckle. And he sold the hell out of it.
I mean, he sold it so well. I was worried. I was like, wait, is he?
Oh no!
Yeah,
they just refused his spine. Back of the ring.
I mean, I'm seriously watching the ref to make sure we're not getting like an X sign. I mean, he had me
the danger sign.
He had me believing it, which is just fantastic storytelling.
I mean, kudos to professional wrestling referees.
Yeah,
because their job is hard, because the wrestlers are selling, but they also need to know when, like, oh no, that's actual real. That's he has really hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually a really tough job.
It's a very tough job.
You hear wrestlers talking about, like, some things just hurt way worse than others. Kevin Owens was on the Twitter the other day talking about the bump he took on Raw. That flop onto that senton onto the floor. He's like, that's the word. He's like, that's one of the worst bumps I've ever taken. He's like, I am in so much pain, like legit shoe pain,
man.
And So
Well,
kudos to the referees of the world
yeah,
out there.
yeah. I gotta tell
you don't do great,
mm,
but you do help protect people.
I gotta
Their
tell you,
health.
I love watching those four guys talking about the Bucks, Cole and Fish working together. Oh man.
It looks like Kyle O'Reilly will definitely be. We're getting our Christmas present. So
yeah, yeah,
from Adam Cole, and it's probably going to be. I'm imagining Orange.
yeah.
It's going to get over in this match somehow, and then
Mhm.
probably Kyle O'Reilly just comes in.
Yeah,
His head off.
yeah.
That's what I'm imagining. But yeah, great stuff. And then,
Can I just say real quick, the crowd,
hot.
the crowd. Oh man, they were.
Well, the crowd was hot.
Yeah,
I mean, but I do think. I mean, but they had already seen the Broadway match,
right.
so
Yeah.
they were. I kind of feel like maybe they were exhausted, but
No,
I mean, they still had a ton of energy for that match.
Yeah.
I think they were out of gas. The crowd is definitely out of gas. I think, but for the 10 man though.
Yeah. Oh,
I think they're a little gassed and tired.
I mean, that's a long. I hate that it sounds weird to say that's a long night, but it is.
It is.
It's so,
you and I
and there's so much, and there's so much action. There's
Rampage
so much coming at you. Yeah.
That's why I feel like it's so rewatchable on TV, on DVR. We can easily rewatch it live when you're, especially there. It goes so fast.
It goes so fast, and there's so much that's happening in the time that you're in the arena, and you're like, you hardly have a minute to breathe from the great match you just saw.
And then the next one's starting. And then here's Justin. All right, guys, we're coming back from commercial, and here we go.
You know what it's like? It's like going to a Brazilian steakhouse, right? And they just keep bringing the meat. And you're like,
yes, I want it. It's like, oh no, turn the card over. He's coming back. Oh no, he's already cut me off a giant whack. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna eat that now. So then, speaking of getting to some meaty good stuff, I know you're super excited for.
Oh, Penelope.
Well, no. We gotta.
Before, am I skipping?
You're skipping ahead. I think
I'm playing my hand.
The old. It looks like the Men of the Year come out with Dan Lambert.
I got to tell you, it's weird that I love what they did here.
I do too.
I love what they did here.
Did you see my tweet last night?
No.
I tweeted it at Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky to take Dan shopping.
Yeah.
But dude, you guys coming out in full swag gear. And then here's Dan in, grandpa's t-shirt.
Grandpa gear.
Full bore grandpa gear. And we know Dan's got money.
Oh.
We all know Dan's got tons of money. For God's sake, take him to shopping and buy him a damn shirt and pants.
Well, I'm sure Lambert would say, well, I didn't get rich spending all my money on clothes.
On clothes. Well, you can afford
it.
Your Kirkland jeans look terrible, dude. And your New Balances, come on. I mean, let's get out of here.
I look as a guy currently wearing New Balances.
Jordans at least.
I'm wearing New Balances right.
Are they all white? Are they all white, Jerry?
No, they're gray.
Okay.
They're silver.
You're getting a mild pass.
But I feel like Dan and I probably have similar dad wardrobes.
Well, dad gear.
To use Dan Lambert as the mechanism to tell the truth about how we feel about Cody.
Yes, is wonderful.
It's beautiful. And then to use that as a device maybe to try to keep Cody in that baby kind of half baby facey kind of.
If it works, it works. And this worked. This worked in a live setting with the crowd. And I think I have expressed before that I'm actually kind of all right with Dan Lambert if he's just gonna be a wrestling manager.
Right.
I'm kind of okay with it because he gets instant heat. And that's good. But don't get me wrong, like I said, he doesn't need to necessarily be a mouthpiece for these two particular guys because they're both spectacular promo guys.
Right.
I mean, and Adam Page proves it in the first few seconds he's got the microphone. But at the same time, if he's just going to be a heel wrestling manager, I'm totally cool.
I would
As long as he's not bringing in the combat sports guys. Leave the
Right.
Bellator and UFC guys out.
Leave those guys
We don't need
out.
that. We don't need that out because, like
Yeah.
I said, Cody Rhodes ain't showing up at Bellator to punch anybody.
Yeah.
We all know that ain't happening. So just leave that bullshit to the side. Pardon my French.
Yeah. I love this whole segment. I loved just about everything about it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you get some fisticuffs and everything like that.
I didn't love everything about it.
Dustin coming out looking good.
He looked good. I didn't like the whole mic swap thing. I'm like, okay, just take the.
Dan get mad about it.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Yeah,
that was funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but yeah, that was brilliantly done. I didn't know where it was going to go, and I like what they did with it. I thought they did a great job.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and we're just building up for Sammy. I mean, it's. I think this is going to be a good match, but I don't know. I think Sammy's probably going to drop the belt to Cody. I think the downward pressure is probably too hard, and Cody clearly wants to have a belt badly.
I mean, but here's the thing, Jeff. We want him to have the belt because we want to hate him more. We want we want to hate
but he's
him.
Gonna try to be a babyface guy. He's gonna try to be a babyface the whole time.
Which is honestly, but if we're honest with ourselves, that is, I think what I want is
him trying to be a babyface is the heel gimmick.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, it's the rib. The whole thing is a rib to be a face.
Because he wants the heat from us, and he's getting it.
That makes sense. He's getting it.
Yeah.
I mean, lit him on fire in his hometown, and he still barely got over. So
yeah,
they did eat that up. They did.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's like I said, Cody's like a very polarizing character.
Mm-hmm.
Live and in the arena, it's like it's hard not to like love his entrance and everything like that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like jazzed up already, and then you're like, oh, now I gotta watch him wrestle.
You can't you can't ignore Cody.
No,
like that's the thing, man.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Won't be denied.
No.
And like you said, I think it's gonna give us, if it gives us a really good match. Mm-hmm. And he wants to go work and wrestle every week. That's different,
Yeah.
But if he's gonna hold the TNT title and be Cody go off in TV land guy, no, that's not gonna play well, and that'll get him even more heat.
Yeah.
And by the way, are they only gonna defend the TNT title on Rampage in the future?
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Will it be a Rampage only belt? Like Cody is like the champ only ever going to be on? Is the TNT title only ever going to be on TNT?
I guess, because it is the TNT championship, right?
I mean,
here's the thing.
That's kind of why I thought, like, why isn't Rampage going to TBS? But whatever. Because I kind of thought that would be more of a I don't know anything about TV programming, so
yeah,
I don't know who watches most. I feel like if you've got TNT at your house, you have TBS.
I think part of the move to TBS for Dynamite is that it's interesting to see how they use Dynamite to help promote NHL. So they're looking to kind of bring some of that Dynamite crowd
into hockey.
NHL. And I don't know if it's working. I haven't followed any of the ratings.
I mean, kind of wrestling fans are typical. Like, don't get me wrong, if you're a wrestling fan from a hockey town, you're typically a hockey fan too. So I mean, that kind of makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I believe it. Trust me, if there was a lead in with AEW with the Chiefs in some way, more people would watch it in Kansas City.
I would love to see Kansas City. I would love to see AEW like get cities to just be like an AEW city. I would love on the Marriott to see one day Kansas City is all elite.
I wonder how much the NFL has actually come out and said to Shad and Tony about like, hey, look, kill my I mean, I'm wondering how much, because all football players love professional wrestling. I don't care who you are, what era you lived in. Professional wrestling is discussed in every football locker room on the planet.
Oh yeah.
So, I kind of have wondered if the NFL had, like, what they've kind of said about cross promotion with AEW, because that there are probably tons of NFL players that would probably love to show up at stuff and whatever else. I mean, the Jaguars doing Urban Meyer is blood and guts, remember? Or not the stadium match, right? Didn't he hand Jericho a clipboard or something to hit somebody with?
I think Urban Meyer would actually be a better wrestling manager heel than he is an NFL
football coach. Probably. You get more heat.
I actually thought it was funny that they're like, make your kicks, loser. I'm like, oh, that sounds like
I got to admit, I think it was hilarious that Chad waited till after Winter was coming to fire him.
Right.
He waited till after the wrestling event.
Right.
It kind of almost says like, well, this is almost more important to me.
Yeah.
We're too busy watching the Broadway match, and then we fired you afterwards.
Right. Because you don't want anybody interfering with with that. Like, hey, yeah.
We're more into this Danielson Hangman match is a little more important than you, Urban Meyer. So
yeah.
Sorry. We're gonna fire you anyway.
Yeah.
We at least wanted to let you watch.
I mean, we all knew it was over. We knew it was over. Yeah.
The experiment ends. Yet another college coach down in flames in the NFL. Kudos to you, Pete Carroll. But we all know why you came to the NFL.
Right. Yeah. Kind of had to, right?
Well, USC looking great as ever these days. All right. But moving on, we do get we get the Tay Penelope submission match. I think this went the way you thought it would, probably.
Yeah, it did.
Some pretty good wrestling.
I think some really good. Yeah. I'm impressed.
I did feel like they did try to get it outside and stuff a lot. I mean, it's like for a submission match, I didn't feel like they were in the ring a ton.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because they need to show off Anna and
Bunny.
and Bunny. So
yeah.
And kudos to the outfits.
Yes.
Anyways,
they're all very fit.
Yes.
I'll put it in.
Yes. And the wrestling was good, and no surprise here with Ty winning the match, and then the heel girls busting out the knuckles.
Yeah.
I gotta ask Jerry, what do you think? I feel like I've seen brass knucks in AEW a little too much, and I'm getting a little tired of it.
I don't know
if it's a part of your character to use them, I guess, but I mean, good grief, I'm so tired of brass knuckles.
I mean, it's definitely a part of the HFL, right? I mean, that's just kind of,
I guess so.
That's kind of their thing.
As a trope, a trope in wrestling. It's like, all right, if you're going to use it, you've got to, like, there's a part of it. It's like, all right, you got to put them on. You got to show the crowd. Everybody's got to see that you're wearing them.
Mm-hmm.
The referee has to be oblivious.
Right.
You know, while you make a show of showing the crowd that you're wearing them.
Yeah.
And then hitting somebody with them. And then, I mean, it's like the whole thing is like so. I mean, it's like I feel like this is 2020.
Well, I think it should be used sparingly. It should be used at very crucial moments.
Sparingly at best.
Yeah.
You know, and
you want the crowd wondering, like, if and when, like, are they going to break out the knucks? Like, right. I don't want it to wear off.
And this is hilariously coming from me, who like literally loved Steven Regal with the power of the punch back in the day, where he's using brass knucks every match.
Yeah, you're right.
The old school taped knuckles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like that the AEW ones are at least shiny.
Yeah,
well, I know they're probably rubber, but they're at least shiny, I think.
Yeah. Have you ever put on a pair of brass knucks? You ever had a need
for real?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, hold on. See, next time there's gonna have to be story time with Jeff, and because we need to get behind like why Jeff is like walking around with brass knucks, like just ready.
Let's go. That's statute limitations is passed, I think. We've got another time, children.
Yeah,
another time. So then we go to the Big Ten, man.
Wow. I mean, can I just say I had very, very high hopes for this match. And for the most part,
too many people to have high hopes, Jerry.
Yeah.
Too many people in this match. When the more and more people involved in the match, the less likely it is to be awesome. I actually thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Didn't like the finish though. The finish
that's where I'm at. I mean, because then you're ended up with 13 people.
And I think that's almost the roll up was rough.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bryce's count wasn't good.
No, so, it was bad.
I mean, that's I hate to say that a lot of that finishes on Rimsberg. He needs to make a good solid 3 count and hit the bell,
Right. Yeah.
And that to sell the roll up that way.
Because there seemed to be almost some confusion and then disappointment with the crowd. They're like, wait, that's it? We're ending. Like, I think for me watching, I'm like, we're ending the match on a roll up. And I guess I get it because
I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that.
But
he had the thing is he had the tights and stuff like that. It just didn't look good.
Right.
And like I said, in Rimsberg count wasn't great. So
yeah,
it kind of gives it a little roughness.
And
then you get your boy
Christian Cage, baby. I felt bad that I was.
So now clearly, Jurassic Express wants the belts, huh?
Yeah,
which I think is good. Which means I think that FTR has moved on, and they're happy with being just AAA champions.
Yeah,
because people are thinking that they're going to wrestle the Briscoes somehow next week, and if you don't know who the Briscoes are, they're from another promotion, but it looks like maybe the door could be open for them to have a match. Which Briscoes are probably the best indie tag team out there.
Are these the Briscoes? Are they like grandsons of?
I don't think so.
Briscoe family.
These are like some insane redneck cowboy gangster dudes. I don't know if you've ever seen them or not.
No.
It's like a couple of gangstery guys have a farm somewhere. I don't know how to even describe
because the Briscoes back in the day of the old NWA days.
No, it's not. I don't think this guy has any. They're not related.
No related. Okay.
I think it's just a coincidence with their name.
Wow.
But they are spectacular, and so that's been a big, huge rumor whether or not they'll wrestle or not.
Yeah,
and I'm happy to see that they're letting a lot of people do Battle of Los Angeles. They're letting people do the Ring of Honor show.
Mm-hmm.
I see that as just that what makes AEW so much cooler than WWE already.
Yeah,
it's like, all right. No, you work for me, but you know what? It's your day off, and you want to go do something for the old promotion, whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Because you know what? They're gonna put on the poster AEW Superstar wrestles here. I mean, it promotes both promotions. It doesn't hurt anybody. And I love that Tony lets them do that.
I love that.
It doesn't hurt the brand at all.
What it shows is that AEW is committed to professional wrestling.
And if you're worried about them going and losing at another show, well, guess what? That doesn't matter. It's on another person's promotion. It doesn't. The loss doesn't count here.
Right.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But they can go have a great match. And and your promotion is promoted.
Right. And so people who are maybe super loyal to those other promotions might be like, oh, maybe I will turn on Dynamite tonight. Maybe I will.
Anybody who watches, New Japan or
they're watching AEW.
They're watching. They know AEW exists and they want to watch it. Whatever. But get a ton of great matches announced for next week. We're getting Hook for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I would look for Hook to have another just absolute beatdown match. But he's wrestling someone who's twice his size.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I mean, so we already saw him wrestle someone a little smaller than him. It'd be really, really good. Now how's he going to wrestle a guy who's 100 pounds heavier than him?
Right.
let's see how this goes. And I feel like he's probably just going to beat the tar out of this guy too.
Yeah, right.
Because they are clearly building him to be a just stone cold killer. And I love it. I think it's a great, it's so good. Keep him silent, keep him deadly. Just an absolute assassin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna have a great week next week. I was not expecting for us to get a Christmas show.
And then we get Battle of Belts announced. We're getting the Riho Britt match in January. Looks like next week we get Ruby and Nyla Rose.
In
the TBS tournament. I mean,
I love that promo so much.
We're getting Sammy Cody next week. All of that, yes, like we gotta admit that promo was awesome.
I know where your place is. Right in the goddamn trash.
In the trash.
Sums
it up, right, Jerry?
I mean, because Nyla should absolutely smash and annihilate Ruby, I feel like Ruby's going to come out on top.
It's going to take some wildry, and the thing is, if she has it, I feel like maybe he has not booked the champ yet. I feel like these matches have been tryouts almost. And I, for one, think that Jade has clearly shown herself not ready.
No.
Ruby Soho has shown herself to either be rusty or, I mean, like I said, I don't know. Maybe I need to go back and watch the Statlander match again, because some people are calling it a classic. I thought it was terrible. I thought there was some bunch of botch spots and a bunch of stuff that didn't look good, and I'm not sold on Ruby anything.
Well, I think that Statlander was excellent in that match because she carried Ruby through that match.
Like she carried her, and and I don't think that Nyla Russell is such a different style that is not, and that was a face match.
Yeah. Give me
Thunder. Now you're going to be wrestling a heel who wrestles a much, much more aggressive, mean style. And it's not going to be nice. And so basically Ruby's going to have to sell the whole match.
Yeah.
And then have some sort of crazy comeback. And I don't buy, it's like one of those things, like I don't buy when a smaller wrestler is just getting absolutely decimated by a larger wrestler. The comeback is harder to believe when their offense doesn't look convincing.
Right.
And they don't look good doing it.
Here's the thing. I feel pretty confident that we're either going to get a Jade Soho final or a Thunder Rosa Nyla Rose final.
I think we're going to get Thunder Rosa Nyla Rose.
I would love that. Now that match, oh my God, I cannot wait.
That's the wrestling.
Oh but man, that is going to be an amazing.
I hate to say it. I feel like it's probably going to be Jade, Ruby.
Don't do it, Tony. Tony, I know.
It's probably going to Jade, Ruby, and Jade gets the vote.
Oh,
I just don't. I just feel like she's too green, and the match with Thunder Rosa needs to be really good. But the thing is, she does have Thunder Rosa will carry her through the match.
Yeah,
I'm
Jade's just not. Jade has all the potential. It's just too early. It's just, to me, just based on what I'm seeing in the ring, and for the progress that she's made in a year has been amazing. But she's
great.
Still, but a long way to go. A year from now,
if you're fighting through a match and that's got maybe 2 or 3 grapples and like 2 or 3, 4 or 5 spots, maybe that many spots, and you're struggling through that a match that long, that's not good.
Yeah.
And Danielson and Hangman did that in 5 minutes,
right?
And then they continued to do it for 55 minutes more. So if you're struggling to kind of have some basic exchanges into a couple big spots, that doesn't tell me that you're ready for a belt in any sort of way.
You're not ready for a belt, and I'm concerned. I would be concerned for a Jade Ruby final, because I'm concerned for Ruby's health. Like I'm not at a place yet. Now, I know I'm sounding like a hater. I'm just saying that when you get to that level, that championship level, the performers are tight.
Right. But I also kind of feel like they could do that, they could get away with that match if it's a squash.
If it's a squash.
If it's a squash and it's simply Jade overpowering her, then it does work.
But then you're doing a whole disservice to this incredible division in this tournament.
Belt and the matches that have been good.
Yes.
There have been some spectacular matches. The first round had some amazing matches. And then there were some good matches in the quarters too.
Yeah. And so, I know, but Jade is very compelling. She's a rookie. I consider her still a rookie. And I get why I get the appeal. I understand it. I just don't think the ring performance is ready for her to be champion. I think maybe a year or 2 years from now, she could be a main eventer, but she's not there yet.
Yes. And the thing is, get her more matches on Dark. She's got to wrestle more matches on Dark, more wrestling. Get her in a tag team. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if she could function as a tag team partner, but you get some way to get her more ring time.
And can I get more ring time from Red Velvet, please?
Absolutely.
I think she's amazing.
Absolutely.
I actually
I'd rather watch Red Velvet wrestle any day of the week than Ruby Soho.
I almost wish.
I believe they're like the same size. I believe that Red Velvet goes out there and whips somebody's ass. I believe it. Because she's I believe it. Ruby Soho, I don't buy it as much.
I don't know. I don't buy Ruby at all. So Ruby and Jade to me would be the two weakest in the division competing for the championship. I'm like, come on, really? With all this talent?
Like the dreams of Statlander or Thunder Rosa or something like that in the final, where we're open for, a Broadway type match, but I don't know if it's clearly not in the cards, but there's between those four wrestlers. I feel like there is going to be a great combination for what could be a great title match. Yeah. And that clearly that's going to be we'll crown that champion on the premiere episode of Dynamite on TBS.
If Thunder Rosa beats Jade, I have all the confidence in the world that we'll get a really good match.
Yes.
And if it's Thunder and Nyla, we're going to get
a spectacular match.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good.
Oh yeah. Because I think I have no doubt that they can go. So we talk a lot about Danielson, the Danielson Omega match or the Danielson Page match. I don't expect, but I could see it there. I could see a 25-30 minute match.
I could too. It could be really good.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, and this is good. If this is going to be an IC type belt, whatever you want to call it, TV title, Intercontinental title, US title, whatever you want to, a television exchanged title. They need to wrestle a lot, and I kind of feel like we have not had as many TNT defenses as Sammy's only defended 3 times.
He isn't. I don't know if he's nursing injury or what's going on, but I'm disappointed.
I don't know how he can. He does insane things.
His usage rate, I'm not happy with.
High.
When I feel like Miro is going every week.
Yeah, Miro felt like was wrestling almost at least weekly or bi-weekly.
Yeah, so Sammy has given us some great matches as champion. If that's why Cody needs to take the belt off of him, and then you can, I don't know, but I want to see more Sammy. I know. It's
a disappointment almost because what does that mean for him? Is that a recycle more towards the bottom of the card? Because I don't think it advances him higher on the card. So I feel like Darby lost. Darby kind of had to spring back around and is pushing back now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting that match too. Let's say we're getting that match too.
But I think, Jeff, that your theory.
Oh, the pillars.
I there's something I've been thinking about this a lot, and I'm like, you know what? I think Jeff might be right, man. And so part of their journey is going to have to be eating some crow, kind of taking a step back and kind of maybe all trying to find their place in the promotion. And I think maybe they're going to have to be like, well, what if we banded together? You know?
Like I said, it could be terrifying. And like I said, like I love the idea of, Cody is like the have Cody be the evil behind it, and like I said, that would require only one of these guys is a heel, so the other three guys will have to turn, and I feel like we're heading. I feel like we're heading towards. I think Kenny's coming back, babyface.
Yeah.
I think maybe we see the Bucks go back to babyface too. And that way Red Dragon can be the evil tag team.
Yeah.
And Cole can go with him and stay evil and have Undisputed Era be bad guys, and the Elite go back to being good guys.
Yeah.
And then maybe Cody shows back up and starts hanging out with them again. It's been a while.
When you say Cody being behind it, is it really Malachi?
No, yeah,
driving Cody. Like, because Malachi's like, this is all a part of he's like, you're just a pawn in a larger play.
Like Griff is definitely going to eat some black mist.
Oh, Griff. I'm excited for Griff, for him to get this moment, singles moment with
singles moment. Hey, guess what? Here's your moment, Griff. Gonna get black misted, then he's gonna kick your head off.
Right. So, here's
your moment.
He's gonna beat the living crap out of you, and then
Brody King is just gonna come out and absolutely snap Griff in half. I mean, those are your options. I think we're probably gonna see Brody next week. I feel like you're probably gonna see Kyle O'Reilly next week. Sting appeared, when it was coming last year. I felt like they held off on any. They just let Broadway be let the 16-minute time limit draw be Winter is Coming. And I think they're holding off. I think they are going to do a couple debuts next week. I'm going to go on the record, Jerry.
Yeah, I love it, man. We're going to see it.
We're headed to good stuff. Everybody out there, I hope you're having a wonderful, safe holiday.
Yes.
I know this is a tough time of year for people. If you're needing help and need to help talk to somebody, you're down because the holidays take you down. I think everybody's in that boat too sometimes.
Yeah.
And if you need help, reach out, talk to us, talk to somebody. People out there love you and care about you.
Yep. And also check in on your best people.
Yeah, check in with your folks. They may be
going through some stuff too. Yeah. So
check in on your peeps. Drop by Old School. Just show up and say what's up.
Be good to yourself, good to each other, man.
Hit us up on the old tweets.
Yep. I need to make a sign. I love that. Yeah, follow Jeff there, and then we are at.
Watch me make fun of Dan Lambert's outfits.
We're at For Life Wrestling. Yeah, yeah. Jeff's attacking my shoe game with all my New Balances that I have.
Come on, Jerry. You don't have a pair of Jordans for every day of the week. What's wrong with you?
Hey, man, I'm following the Dan Lambert model. He's multi-millionaire. I'm trying to get there.
We'll get there, and you will too, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will catch you on the flip side. Happy holidays, guys.
Peace.